What's cracking, y'all? I feel like I'm kind of out of my little creative rut. I can be real with y'all, man. Like, I was kind of almost like in a creative funk. I feel like a lot of the stuff I was just dropping was just, shifted towards gear. And it's like, that's just not what I wanted my channel to be about. But it's so hard in this YouTube rat race, man, not to have your channel focus on something that you know you're going to get gear, like, get views on. So today's video, man, actually I just want to discuss something with you all. There's kind of a lot of people who follow me are filmmakers themselves. And some of y'all are actually creators too. So, before we even get started, man, I just kind of want to know, like, what are some of the things that you all struggle with being an actual professional and a YouTuber in this space? You know what I mean? Like, what are some of the things that you struggle with? Because we're going to discuss some of the things that I've noticed and learned from being a YouTuber filmmaker. Reverse that. Filmmaker YouTuber. You see what I'm saying? It's out the gate, we starting off with something crazy. So let me start off with say something with this, because this sparked from a previous video I did. Make sure y'all check it out in the comments below. And, me and Cam Mackey and Kofi hopped in a little bit, but it's really between me and Cam Mackey having this conversation about, essentially there has to be some accountability on the person who's actually going out bound the product and not just on a YouTuber. Now, with that, I would say that I agree to an extent, but it takes two to tango, right? So what I mean by that is, man, like when you're hopping into this space, you have to keep in mind that like YouTube doesn't have like any rules like how it did back in the day, like as far as like TV did back in the day, right? With TV, there has to be a certain time, like a time period where you cannot advertise, especially like stuff to kids. Where here on YouTube, there's not that restriction, right? So essentially, depending on who you're following, every time you turn on YouTube, you see somebody reviewing something, right? Now, one would argue like me just talking about the camera is not actually review on an advertisement. However, I will say that if you're showcasing a product and highlighting its strengths, glossing over its weaknesses a little bit, or mainly highlighting its strengths and what this camera can do, stuff like that, you're advertising it. Like at a point, Apple don't tell you have to go buy the new iPhone, or, Sony have to go tell you buy a new camera. I'm gonna tell you what it can do. I know you can go buy it because I'm gonna put it into the hands of people who want to tell you about my product even more so, right? That's one of the things that like I struggle with being a filmmaker. So let's go right into number one. So hold on, I'm gonna pull out my notes. Gear matters, but it doesn't. Okay, listen, I know y'all finna be like, oh, here we go with that same old trope. It's not the same, okay? What I mean by it is, I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. When I book clients, I kid you not, before my client sees what gear that I'm using, the first thing they seeing is me, right? I'm selling them, right? Then after that, it's a honey book proposal, letting them know the prices. And then after that, they're paying. We're having more conversations again. Gear is never part of this conversation, right? Like I'm never talking to my clients. They're like, hey, before you come in this month, you know what I'm saying? What are you coming in here with? Like that's never a conversation. Now, I'm not saying that gear doesn't matter for no one, but I think it just depends on the type of field that you are in. But for me, for what I do, I know if you at least want to make six figure, you do not need a red Komodo. You do not need an Ari. You do not need a Sony Venice. You do not need, to be real, you don't need a Sony FX3, a A7S3. Like, to be real, if you wanted a business make six figure, you had a camera that shoots 4K, I'm telling you, 8-bit, you can do it. But it's hard for me because let's be real. I want the free gear. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I hopped into this space, want to diversify my portfolio and to, get more income on the back end when I'm like not working, right? I don't want to be able to just making money just when I'm out in the field. I want my money to be making money when I ain't doing nothing, right? So with that, when you're doing reviews and it becoming like a filmmaker YouTube channel, you're going to get hit up to get free stuff. Like that's just going to come with the territory. Now, that conflicts with who I am as a person, as a creator almost, right? Because I know they're going to send me this stuff and realistically, I've been getting paid before they even send me this gear, but now I got to talk about this product to you all because maybe it's new. Maybe some of y'all been looking on Amazon, or maybe I just need to get my name out there enough just to make sure that, hey, I can do reviews properly. Check out this review. This is what it did. This is what the numbers did. It's a numbers game. But, I think, man, like if you are not becoming a filmmaker to become a YouTuber, gear is kind of like the last thing that you need. To be real with you, like even this look right here, I could have did this with one light, to be real. But if you have one camera and one key light and a great sound of mic, you can pretty much make any amount of money that you want to. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to be like, hey, yeah, go check out this light, go check out this new camera, or check out this new lens. When I know realistically, this shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, it's a cool lens. Yeah, it's a cool camera, right? But again, for who I'm doing this for, the people who are actually paying me, that's the difference. That's the question I have to ask myself every time I do these type of videos, right? Who's paying me? My customers, my clients, the ones that's paying me. I mean, I get money off YouTube, but who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? Money off of YouTube? Really? You know, it's not like I'm doing this to like really try to turn over a profit. I think, am I clipping? Like I'm clipping a little bit. So I'm gonna turn my mic down just a little bit. Let's put it on auto. Let's see how it manages on auto. Hopefully it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, clip me too bad. But so now as we're hopping into this gear race, right? And I know I don't really need this gear. I know I can do most of what I do. Hey, what are you doing? Catch focus. I know I can do most of what I do with just very simple tools, but to get more gear and to possibly either sell or just kind of enhance my business or to make me look cooler, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I gotta talk about this stuff. You gotta click on it, because to be real, these videos don't really do too well. But the moment I talk about a new GM Mark II lens or a light or a lens or a camera, like the clicks start to come. But when I talk about something like that that actually is gonna make or break your pockets, it's curtains, dog. And I don't know what to do. So that leads me into my next point, which is moving into the systematic cycle of consumerism and capitalism. When you in YouTube, like you're just feeding a system, bro. That's one thing I've learned about the YouTuber filmmaker like community here. You're feeding a system, and that system is pointed towards new up and coming filmmakers. Let's really think about this right now. Filming is the new hot thing right now. Every company needs somebody who does video production, because ever since Instagram essentially made that shift to do like video based only stuff, the world has made that transition to a lot of video based stuff right now. So if you are a business person, you know right now to hop into this industry, you want to aim towards video content creation, video gear, and AI stuff. This is a no-brainer at this point. But I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting tired of every time I turn on my YouTube platform. Like you will be surprised how many people I unsubscribe from. I unsubscribe from so many folks because I got tired of this going on YouTube, just looking at this rat race and this system of like new camera, new gear, new camera, new gear, new camera, new gear, right? There's only a few people that I actually follow who know what they doing. You know, like a YC, Lewis Potts, you know what I'm saying? People like that. I follow them because, especially like Lewis Potts, like that GOAT, okay? I follow people like that because it's not necessarily so much the gear. It's like, hey, this is how I'm using it, or what's the better word to use it? I mean, to be real, sometimes like there's not even gear discussed in the video like that. Like for example, like with Lewis Potts, he will touch on like, hey, this is what I use to get it, but it's not like, go click the link down in the description below. You know what I'm saying? It's wild, man. It's wild. So I'm torn between feeding a system of a problem that I already know exists. I'm just sitting here hopping into that rat race. Moving on to number 3. Hope y'all rocking with your boy, man. Like this is me just being open with y'all, opening up to y'all, man, trying to be more vulnerable, because like I'm going through it as a creator, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I know sometimes when people see videos like I'm sick of YouTubers, they think it's like I'm trying to like call people out, and like, nah, B, like this is just to be clear. If I make content like that, man, if you take it personal, then it's something that you have to find within yourself to see like, man, why am I taking that personal? Then is there some truth to what this person is saying? If not, then let's look at it as like just, you know what I'm saying, general content, just me speaking my thoughts. If I'm a creator, I should be allowed to speak my thoughts, right? I understand that people are going to judge them if you put it online. I get that, but let me talk my shit. Now, this one I would say is probably the hardest one that I've had to do since I've been in this business, which is going to be having 2 personas, right? To knowing like, okay, man, like I am a business, so somebody come across my channel, I don't want them to see how I act like in this manner and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, okay, well, I want to also have a YouTube presence where my personality can shine. I could be truly who I am without feeling restricted. I still haven't learned that balance yet. At my core, this is who I am, right? Like how y'all see me talking right now, just like, like this is me, right? And some of my breakdown videos, I kind of I don't want to say tone it down, but I almost kind of like go corporate just a little bit, just a little bit, because of what one video did, my aperture video. Joint almost got like 16,000 views. So I'm like, man, I see kind of what people are gravitating towards, too. Maybe I need to do it. And you see what I'm saying? I start to shift my persona. I start to shift who I am to try to get something of imagination that's imaginary, just false gratitude. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm going to get these views and what these views going to do. I'm gonna get these views on what these views gonna do, because views don't get you paid, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, like this is, I end up getting linked up with Nanlight, but it wasn't based off my views, based off how I get down, how my work speak for itself. But I got like a lot of stuff from Nanlight. You feel what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff from Nanlight, but it wasn't based off views. So if you're ever wondering, like as a YouTuber, man, like if you do want to hop in this game, like and you listen to what I'm saying, you can hop in this game and not you know what I'm saying? And not have to wait so long to start getting free stuff. Like, you would be surprised how much free shit you get just being a filmmaker, dog, like on a YouTube channel, because it's hot. It's hot. So trying to balance the persona of business, Brookssmedia. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I am Sean Brooks of Brookssmedia, creative director, CEO. This is what I do, versus, yo, man, what's cracking? It's your boy Sean B. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my persona. I haven't found that balance yet, so that's one thing that I struggle with. So last thing, hope y'all been, I'm hoping y'all hear me, man. I hope y'all vibing with your boy. I hope y'all like, you know, not just thinking it's just a rant. It's a rant, but I need to get this out. And the last thing is gonna be prioritizing my growth or my brand. Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar. On one end, right, I want to grow Brookssmedia as a whole, right? So that comes with a lot of work and a lot of me, you know what I'm saying, doing client work and meeting deadlines and exceeding deadlines and meeting expectations, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, if I plan to make a YouTube video and I know I got to make YouTube videos consistently to grow on its platform, it's like, man, like, am I really not gonna meet this deadline like I make a YouTube video? Because then now I'm balancing between, like, okay, who's more important, me or my client? But it's like, my client paid me, but are my self-dreams and aspirations not good enough for me to sit there and take that same time out of my day to apply to hit? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, bro? It's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So trying to figure out what I should do first. I mean, it's not that hard for me because I know I'm always choose whoever paid first. But I do want to grow, but it's kind of hard to grow when my business is still growing at the same time. YouTube, what I've learned is 2 full-time jobs. Like if you're a full-time thing doing anything and you're doing YouTube, YouTube is a full-time job as well. And I do not have the capacity to do a full-time YouTube job. I just don't. You know what I mean? Brookssmedia is growing, you know, rapidly every day. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm spending hundreds of dollars on Google AdWords right now to make sure my business get out there and market it correctly. Like, I'm focusing on that, but I also want to build this up here, right? Just to say to myself that I can do something. Like, it's kind of like with my degree, right? Like, and they kind of tell you this in college too. Like, getting a degree just means that you can start something and finish it. And with YouTube, it's kind of like that, right? I started this, so I want to see how far I can take it. But also, I started Brookssmedia, and I see how far I've taken it. That's enough bars for today, man. I done barred your head off for the night. But yeah, man, like, I just wanted to have a conversation with y'all, man. Not too much. Hope y'all enjoyed the rant. If y'all want to see more stuff like this, please comment down below. It's your boy Sean B, and I'm out, man. Deuces.